It's the 21st century, and it's time for you to break free from the old ideas, the old beliefs, the old shackles that have been holding you back and keeping you bound in misery and failure. It's time to learn the truth about your power and about what's really going on in the world. Everything that you see and experience is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. Nothing more, but nothing less. Learn the truth. Change your life. Change the planet.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to another exciting episode of Reality Changer Radio. It is Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time. I'm Dave Dickey, and for the next half hour or so, I'm going to try to enlighten you on some of the aspects of the law of attraction, manifesting, and controlling your day-to-day existence. Tonight I'm going to talk about something really important that's come up recently in some of our group sessions. And it has to do with the concept of the big picture. What I mean by that is that, let's say for instance, you manifest something, all right? You create something. It is not alone, and it has various repercussions, just like any action. Let's say, for instance, you hit a telephone pole with your car, okay? So what are the results surrounding all of that? Well, we've got damage to the car is one, possible injury. We have damage to the telephone pole. There's a mess in the street. You could go to jail. There's police reports to fill out. Was there somebody else in the car that got injured? Now you have to do hospital and insurance forms, and on and on and on. If you were to manifest never hitting the pole, all of those other things don't matter. You don't have to worry about debris on the street and a broken car and a passenger getting hurt and the police getting involved and all this other stuff. But those are all results of that action. It's really important for you to think about that for a minute, because if you decide, as a lady that I know did, to, and this is just her example of what she did, but you can apply this same concept. You can't have something and not have sort of a universal energetic support group. And in a minute I'm going to get to her example and you'll find out just what I'm talking about. But understand that first off, after 3 tries at manifesting anything, even if it's small stuff, you need to be aware, and let's say you're successful, you need to be aware that you're no longer trying. Most of us are so not used to, the whole concept is so foreign to us that we constantly think that, well, let me try to do this, let me try to do that. The fact of the matter is, if after 3 times you nailed it, no matter how small it is, you got it. Now you need to start planning for it. And this is one of the things I talked about in the episode of Be Careful What You Wish For. Because now you need to start planning for it. But what we're going to talk about tonight is the other side of that plan. The plan where we eliminate the fears of residual effects that will automatically be taken care of by the manifestation. Okay? The lady that I mentioned didn't want to do as much work as she was doing. Well, first off, let me go back here. She thought that she had to worry about the money that was coming in. So what she did was she created for herself extra work and overtime and hardness at her job and irritability and anger and frustration. And once she realized, once it hit her, that all of that only started when she started worrying about the money. Because, she came to me and she's like, I just don't know. Why? Once she realized that it all started because she was worrying about the money, she learned how to step back and let it go. And you hear me talk about letting it go and going into a situation where you just stop caring. These are the things I'm really talking about. Because you need to let it go, because you have no control over it. You only have control over the consequences that will happen to you by either letting it go or not letting it go. And those consequences could be good for you or bad for you, however you feel about it. But that's all you have control over, is the experiences that directly affect you. Okay? So if you're worried about the government, forget about it. If you're worried about another country, forget about it. Unless you have a direct relationship experience with something, you're never going to be able to control it. And I don't want to hear any of you say, well, it's a trickle-down theory, like if they do this over here, then this will happen, then this will happen, then this... No. Because as long as you focus on it never happening to you, and that it's not one of those things, it's like I tell everybody, don't focus on what you don't want, focus on the opposite. And the don't want will take care of itself. It just won't be there, okay? So once she was able to step back and let go, instantly, the very next day, she told me, she was done before quitting time. Forget having to work overtime, which she had done for like 2 months in a row. Forget that. She was done before quitting time. Then the light bulb came on. And I said, well, now what you need to do is start going after less work. See what happens there. And she did. And she got less work. And then she starts finishing up at noon. But see, here's what happened. She started worrying, and she's still concerned. What if somebody, you notice the what if somebody says something? What if somebody notices that she's only working half a day? And what if somebody comes up to her and starts giving her crap about it? And you know me, I say, well, what if that never happens? And here's the rub. You can't have your manifestation the way you want it, and also have experiences that are contrary to your manifestation. Now, in this situation, experiences for her would be her boss giving her extra work, her boss getting on her about not doing enough, being written up for not working half the day, and so on and so on. What has happened, and now she's seeing the light, what has happened is she started feeling like she needed to do something else. So she started helping people because she wanted to look busy. Still in the back of her mind, she wanted to look busy, even though she's already manifested what she desired. Now she can't handle it. So she starts helping other people. Wouldn't you know that the one person that can fire her, or that is in total control of her, told her to stop it. She even went so far as to tell him but I have extra time, I can help them. He flat out told her, I don't want you doing the extra work. Now, there's an old joke about a guy who goes to heaven and wants to know why God didn't help him because he was drowning. And the point of that joke is that, you know, a boat comes by and he goes, no, I'm good, God will take care of me. A helicopter comes by, no, I'm good, God will take care of me. And then he drowns. And he gets to heaven and he says, well, what happened? He goes, well, I don't know, man. I sent you a boat and then I sent you a helicopter, but, you know, you refused them. It all gets taken care of. That's my point. But understand that it all gets taken care of as a package deal. It's not like you manifest less work and now you have to manifest your boss not noticing and you have to manifest HR not caring. It doesn't work that way. All the little spikes, you know that whole 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon thing that they used to have years ago? All the little spikes that have any connection with your manifestation also get changed in cooperation of whatever it is you're manifesting, whether you like the manifestation or not. Which is why I say to people, look, you can manifest something really negative in your life, and all the little points to that will come into play too. This is basic manifesting math, but most people don't get it. You can't have one without the other. You can't have the thing you desire without also having the full cooperation of everything connected to it. You know, it's like, okay, I manifested a new car, okay? But it won't start twice in a row. No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You can't have both. It just doesn't work that way. The universe doesn't work that way. The whole process doesn't work that way. So take heart, everybody out there that's listening to this now. If you're concerned that you have to worry about all the details, no, you don't. The only details you have to worry about are the thing that you're trying to manifest. Forget anything that's connected to it. And in this case, you know, she's manifesting less work and getting paid well for what she does. All right, so now she's getting paid for doing 8 hours worth of work and not doing 8 hours worth of work. I'd say that's getting paid well for what you're doing. She's not doing 8 hours worth of work and her boss doesn't want her to. I would say stamp it done. That's a completed manifestation on your behalf. Now, the way we've been taught is to be the lemming, sheeple, worker bee, drone, and we have to work as hard as everybody else. And if everyone around us is slaving away, then we're taught to feel guilty. Ooh, we're bad people. Ooh, crap. It's all crap. That's what got us here in the first place, is that crap programming. No, it's not the same. And the reason it's not the same is because you can't change anybody else's reality. Only they can. And for that very principle, you can have it better or worse than somebody else. And it doesn't change anything except your experience and everything that has to do with it. So, you know, she's sitting there and she's twiddling her thumbs and not knowing how to enjoy her time off. And she's looking around and everyone is slaving. They're coming in early, they're leaving late, they've got mounds of paperwork on their desks, and she doesn't. And nobody's saying a word. This is what happens when you do something like this. Everything else just falls into place. You know, it's the how. How am I not going to be able to work as hard as I did without somebody saying something? Don't worry about it. It'll get taken care of. The entire universe is on your back. And bam. They see what you want and bam. Okay? The same with what you don't want. So, if something really horrible happens to you that has a connection with something that you were dreading, don't be surprised. Because it works the same way. Because the universe doesn't care whether you feel it's bad or good. The universe is only concerned with the energy that you put out there as a give me more of this. So whatever's emanating from you, you're going to get more. Basic law of attraction. Okay? So let's go over it again for those of you that seem a little bit confused or might not get the concept. You cannot have what you want by manifesting it and expect there to be consequences that are negative. It just doesn't work that way. If you manifest a trip to the Orient, you're not going to get mugged. Because part of the manifestation was that you're going to have a pleasant time. All right? Now, here comes the trip. What I want you to do for everything you do is I want you to write down what it is you desire to manifest. Doesn't matter. You want a basketball, whatever. Then write down all the different hows that may be involved in that. I want a new basketball, but I don't have a ride to the store, so I can't get it. No. But write that down. Write that down. Write down a ride to the store. Don't write down I don't have, because that's even more of your energy going into the negative. But what I want you to do is an experiment for the next thing that you try to manifest. Write down the thing that you're going to get, and then think of how many different items, processes, or situations could possibly be involved with the concept that you get what you want. Okay, so let's take the basketball for example. Let's say you want a new basketball, okay, so you don't have a car. All right, so there's one of the things, like, getting to the store, getting a ride to the store. Okay, so, do you have enough money for the basketball? Well, having money for the basketball. And on and on and on. Okay? Everything that could possibly go wrong or go right is a link to the basketball. The basketball is the thing that you're going to manifest. I can't stress enough how important it is to grasp the concept that everything falls into alignment with your manifestation to secure your manifestation. It doesn't work any other way. You can't have that basketball and then have somebody come along and go, yeah, well, that's my basketball. Or, if you really manifest that basketball, don't worry about getting a ride to the store. Don't worry about having enough money. It's all going to fall into play. And when you are ready and you are open and allowing for the basketball, then you'll get the basketball. Who cares how? Nobody cares how. We've been taught to care how, because we've been taught to worry about the how. It's all crazy. I swear it's all so crazy. But you have an opportunity to change your life and change the way that you not only think about things but feel about things. And your feelings will ultimately dictate your reality. Your beliefs equal your thoughts, equal your feelings, equal your reality. So, do the experiment. Pick something, or here's maybe an easier one. Pick something you already did, and then work backwards. Well, what's associated with this? And if you're having a hard time figuring out what's associated with it, try to analyze what could have gone wrong. What are the factors involved here that could have stopped you? They didn't, but they could have. It stopped you from getting it in an everyday situation. You know, like let's say in an everyday situation with old school programming, this lady just ignored the work she had to do or decided to put it off on somebody else. Well, that's not the way you go about it. That's the old school way. Because then there's going to be so much guilt and fear involved, and what if somebody finds out, and blah, 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 blah. And that's the type of stuff that is taken care of when you actually manifest. And if she did it the old school way, would she be called on the carpet for stuff? Absolutely. Because that's how old school works. It doesn't work that way with the new school. Now, I ask you, which one would you rather have, new school or old school? It's a no-brainer. It's simple math. 1 and 1 is 2. Your manifestation and the collective consciousness support group surrounding your manifestation. 1 and 1 equals 2. And the 2 is you having what you want without any repercussions. So understand that when you go in and you get what you desire, that's the end of the story. There is no what ifs. There's no what ifs. It's a hard concept for most people because we've been trained to look over our shoulder. And that's not what you do. You take it one step at a time and trust the process. And then when it happens, understand that there's a bigger picture involved. And the more that you connect the dots to that picture, the quicker you're going to understand that worrying about anything, any one of those dots, is wasted energy. Because it's just not there. You know, 90% of our fears are foundless anyways. Well, 100% of them are now. Once you get what you want. Anything connected to that thing or that situation is all in your favor, not the other way around. So, while you need to be concerned with what's going to happen when you get it, you don't need to be concerned with what's going to happen because you get it in a negative way. You know? When I told her, you know, don't worry about your boss coming over and giving you crap because he already told you to stop helping people. After you told him, you have extra time. I said to her, now what you need to do is start planning for what you're going to do with that extra time. Not the other way around. Not what if they find out. They know the whole situation. And this is not the universe controlling anyone's free will. It's just a situation of experiences for her. And that's all. In a very real sense, her boss doesn't care whether or not she works 4 hours or 8 hours and gets paid for 8. He doesn't really, believe it or not, that's old school. He doesn't really care. He's told he should. He's programmed to. But he doesn't really. That's part of going down the rabbit hole with all this. Okay? So let's say, for instance, you know, you want to get a job. But, you know, there's all these tests you have to take and all this other stuff. I say to you, don't worry about that. Focus on getting the job. Everything else will take care of itself. Those are hows. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How am I going to do this? If I don't do this, I won't get the blah. It's all crap. This is what they want you to feel. This is what they want you to believe. They want you to stay confused and angry and fearful, because then it's more easy for them to control you. And they could sell you drugs for that'll kill you. But hey, it might take your anxiety away. Come on, everybody, wake up. This is your time to change the way you do your life so that you can live life on your terms, not somebody else's. So you're going to go for another job. Don't worry about the details. Manifest the job. Any tests you have to pass will be, no big deal. No big deal. Doesn't matter. Because you've got the job. Those are just incidentals. And they're no more important than where am I going to sit at my new job. Okay? So the next time that you're going to do something, draw out all these points and label them. What's connected to this thing that I'm going to manifest? And then put that away. Go ahead and do your creation and your manifesting. And then after you get it, come back, pull out that piece of paper, and look at all the different things that have changed because of the manifestation. It's your support group. It's your universal support group that happens by osmosis when you manifest something. Okay? Once again, you can't have what you desire and then have negative stuff surrounding it that might take it away. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work. And that's the beautiful part. It doesn't work that way. So rest assured that all you have to concern yourself with is the items or the things or the processes or the people that you want to manifest into your existence. Not the hows, not the what ifs. Isn't that a beautiful thing? All right, so I'm going to close it up for tonight. I've talked enough, getting dry throat here. But seriously, everybody, enjoy the concept of manifesting. Understand that after 3 successes, you're no longer trying, and now you're a pro. And you just get better and better and better, just like any other job or any skill or anything like that, where you start to learn what you're doing and then you start to get better. Understand that's exactly what you're doing. Get your toolkit together with the processes and the techniques and the meditations and the whole 9 yards. Don't sell yourself short. You're a powerful spiritual being just like me and the rest of the planet. You can have anything you desire as long as you believe you can have it. Okay? Nobody can stop you from it. That's a myth. All right? So, until next time, I want everybody out there that's listening to have a wonderful day and an awesome life. Go to the website, whatyouThinkIsWhatYouGet.com. That's my website. You'll see some new items on some of the pages. I'm starting to post some of the lessons. And for all of you that are in the LA area, join our meetup group. You'll see in the events section all the meetups. We've just redesigned the format for the meetups, and I think everyone's going to love it. The first one was a great success. Join our meetup. For 2 hours, you spend $10 and you get me personally. Okay, I charge $100 to $150 an hour depending on what I'm doing. But for 2 hours, all you need to pay is $10. And we're doing this, we're going to try to do this every couple of weeks so that more people get in tune with everything that's going on. Okay? All right. So, everybody out there, I love you. Be sure to, if you want to help somebody, send them love. That's the best way to do it. Just take a quiet moment and send them love, because love is the most important feeling you can have. Have a fantastic life until we meet again. This is Dave Dickey signing off. Good night.